Barcelona 3, Elche 1. And at the end of the day, bro, job done. 3 points, 4 points clear of the table with the game at hand for Real Madrid. And we move. It's another one of those games at the end of the season. You're not really going to remember too much about it because we got the result that we need, and that's going to help us get to our ultimate goal, which is winning the La Liga. But bro, when I say that this was one of the more frustrating first halves I watched for Barcelona in a very long time, and it's been frustrating in this half, in today's game, it was a bit different than the last couple of games. Last couple of games, we show up in the first half. Well, I can't even say we show up in the first half in the last couple of games. We don't show up in the first half. We don't press. We're not really creating opportunities. When we do create opportunities, we're not finishing them. That's been the problem as of late in the first half. Hansi Flick's getting to their ass. They come out of there in the second half and they play like the Barcelona we are accustomed to watching under Hansi Flick. But in today's game, it was completely different because, yes, we did score 2 goals. Yes, we were up 2-1 at half. So most people would think, what are you complaining about? The XG was at like 4.6. And when I watch it and look at those highlights and watch the game, I'm telling myself, fuck the XG in the 4.5 or 4.6 they gave us. We realistically could have had 6 goals, 7 goals. Chances were wasted time and time again. But while on one hand, it was hella frustrating watching Barcelona miss chances after chances, I knew eventually if we just convert and score one more goal in the second half, which we did, that should have been enough to beat Elche, and ultimately it was. Elche, they did create some opportunities in the game. With Barcelona's defense, we're going to concede opportunities no matter who really we're playing. And if you make late runs like they did for their first goal, the opportunities are going to be there for your team to score against Barcelona. But at the end of the day, while I do semi-respect Elche, it is still Elche. So I looked at it as like, it's a bit different from the Real Sociedad game where we created all those chances, but we had no goals. In this situation, I think that game we lost 2-1. Somebody remind me if it was 2-1 or 2-0. I can't remember. But the point is, we created a lot of opportunities, and we weren't really finishing. In this game against Elche, we created a shit ton of opportunities, and we still managed 2 goals. And I'm like, if we just keep up that performance just a little bit, I guarantee you we'll at least get 1 more goal in the second half. I was expecting 2 more, but we at least got 1 more, and I could not envision a world where Elche was going to get at least 3 goals against this Barcelona defense. And ultimately they didn't. We got the 3 points. Job done, right? That's all that really matters. As far as player performances, look, players played well. A lot of our forwards were playing well. I thought Lamine Yamal by far was the man of the match. I thought he could have easily, with all the chances we created, Lamine Yamal gets the first goal, kept his composure, rounded the keeper. But Lamine Yamal could have easily have had 4 assists today if his teammates just knew how to finish. But like I said, I can go in, I can complain. I don't want to come off as negative because at the end of the day, the job was done. So let's start from the beginning, look at the starting 11, and then we go from there. So in goal, he had Joan Garcia. He went with Balde, Eric Garcia, Kubarsi, Koundé, which was I had 3 out of these 4 in the starting 11. I just had Cancelo getting minutes. We're going to get on Cancelo here later on in the video. In the midfield, he had Dani Olmo, Frenkie de Jong, and Fermin Lopez. And then up front, he had Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and Lamine Yamal. Now, in this formation, they're showing that as a 4-3-3, but Barcelona did play as a 4-2-3-1. Dani Olmo was playing a bit deeper alongside with Frenkie de Jong, and then we have Fermin Lopez as the 10. And like I said, to start the game, Dani Olmo, back-to-back games, he has been in the deeper part of the midfield, and he has found Lamine Yamal making a run. Beautiful ball in from Dani Olmo. Lamine Yamal receives it, kept his composure, rounds the keeper, and finishes. 6.3 comes off as a bit harsh if you ask me, especially when you get an assist in the game. But apparently the sofa scorer, he didn't really play all that well. I would disagree. I'm not acting like he had a worldie out there, but at the same time, I don't know if he warrants a 6.3, especially when you get an assist. We already know he's playing out of position. While he can cover a role in the center mid position, he can cover a role. That's not his main thing. We already know that. He should be up front as a 10. And that's why in my projected lineups, I was saying have either Fermin at the 10 or Dani Olmo at the 10, but the midfielder next to Frankie de Jong needs to be Marc Bernal. Now, he did go with Marc Bernal in the second half, and I thought Marc Bernal had a good game. I really did. Yet another game, he comes into the match in the second half, and he kind of just shores up the midfield, which helps kind of keep everything composed defensively. He's really like a Busquets regen. He is a CDM. I don't even know if he's one of those CDMs that needs another center defensive mid next to him like the 4-2-3-1 formation warrants. I believe we can play something like a 4-3-3 and he can just be the holding midfielder. And then whether it's Pedri and Frankie next to him, or it's Pedri and Fermin, Dani Olmo, Frankie de Jong, whoever, right? You get my point. But when he came on to the second half, now this is now back-to-back halves, he got subbed on into there's back-to-back games where he got subbed on to the second half, and his performance was just to shore up the midfield, keep everything calmer, and help us not concede any more opportunities defensively. And back-to-back games, he was called on to do that, and the job was done. You may not say it was directly because of Marc Bernal, but I would disagree and say that I do believe it was because of Marc Bernal and his presence as a holding midfielder, allowing a player like Frankie de Jong and Fermin to go ahead and roam, because you know he can hold his own defensively while having the defense's back right in front of him, right? So, good game from Marc Bernal when he was called upon in the second half to keep things assured. I want to give a special shout out to Rashford. Man, did he piss me off with that opportunity that he missed in the second half. I believe it was Frankie de Jong that played him in. If it wasn't, y'all let me know who that was. If I remember that correctly, I believe it was Frankie de Jong that played him in. Bro had all the time in the world, all the space in the world. He was 1v1 with the goalkeeper. I'm thinking he's going to score this easily, and he just misses. And I kind of realized with Rashford, that's just kind of what you get. This is why I say he's better as an impact player coming off the bench, because if you give him 80, 90 minutes, he's going to have some opportunities that fall to him where you feel he should have scored, and he comes out of there missing a lot of opportunities. But in typical Rashford fashion, he keeps it going, he keeps the energy up. And when Lamine Yamal, great job, by the way, keeping that ball in play. I didn't even celebrate the goal because I genuinely thought the ball went out of play. But VAR reviewed it, and they said he did keep the ball in play. And he lays it off to Rashford. Now, it didn't go straight to Rashford. The defender intercepts it, but it kind of stays in play to where Rashford has to come back, and he puts a lot of power behind it. He was able to finish, and he ultimately got his goal. But he could have easily had a hat trick, because that's two opportunities. He scored one, he had two opportunities there, and then it was another situation where Frankie de Jong, I know for sure it was Frankie de Jong in this situation, he is on the right hand side and he plays a low cross in front of the keeper. It falls to Rashford. Rashford just has to put it anywhere, but he shoots it straight at the goalkeeper. And solid save from Iñaki Peña. Credit to him, La Masia product. But I believe Rashford should be finishing that. So, again, Ferran Torres could have had a hat trick. Fermin in the first half missed several chances. He could have had a brace. Rashford in the second half, he had 3 clear-cut opportunities. You have to at least bury 2 of those, but he comes out of there with 1 goal. I would like better finishing from him, but at the end of the day, that third goal was needed to give us the comfort, because, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I never really expected Elche to get anything more than a goal. Now, in my initial match preview, I did say Barcelona will win 2-0. I don't don't know why I expected us to go to Elche keeping a clean sheet, but that was my projection. Clearly I was wrong. But at the end of the day, I just trust this attack under Hansi Flick to do enough to get us over the line. Same thing we saw last year. Defensively, we were a bit sloppy. It seemed like we were all over the place. But you can trust that going forward, we will create opportunities. Two players I want to give a special shout out to. I'm going to start off with the first one because he has to be Lamine Yamal. I mean, again, Lamine Yamal is just everything for us going forward, man. I really am getting vibes of if Messi left and Neymar stayed at the club and it was his team, how would Barcelona look? This is what I envision what it would look like. And it's scary to say these names, Messi and Neymar, with an 18-year-old. But I don't think you have to be as cautious when you throw those names out when you're discussing a talent like Lamine Yamal, because it's so evident that every time he gets on the field, he is the best player on the field. He creates so many opportunities when opportunities are really not there, as far as dribbling, as far as looking up and finding passes. He got him a goal. Great composure. Again, 2 years ago at 16, 17 years old, we probably would have seen him panic a little bit and he wouldn't have round the keeper. He probably would have just shot it, probably would have been saved. But as he's getting older, more mature, more confident, and again, I'm saying all that, he's still only 18 years old. Keep that into perspective. But this time around, he keeps his composure after a good pass came in from Dani Olmo, and he rounds the keeper and he finishes. But what makes me so happy with that performance is even outside of the goal, he created two clear-cut opportunities for Fermin, one for Rashford, and I believe it was one for Ferran Torres. On a good day, he gets a hat trick of assists. It didn't really fall for us like how we wanted to. He didn't get frustrated. He kept his head up. He kept playing. And it was because of him keeping the ball in play, he ultimately created the third goal. Bit lucky that the defender intercepts it, but keeps it in play for Rashford to tap it in. But I'm running out of things to say with Lamine Yamal. When I watch him and then I watch other leagues and I watch other players, it's just a gap in the talent between Lamine Yamal and everybody else. I'm so thankful my club has another star boy who can carry the club like how we had with Messi and what could have been with Neymar post-Messi era if he decided to stay. But I don't have to worry about that anymore because we got Lamine Yamal. That's one of the first of two players I want to give a major shout out to. The second one is Frenkie de Jong. Frenkie de Jong had an assist today, beautiful 1-2, kept his composure and lays it off to Ferran Torres, who gets his goal finally at the end of that first half. But he could have easily had another two more assists where he could have had a hat trick of assists. At least a brace as far as an assist. Rashford has to finish that one, and if you ask me, but he kind of rushes it, shoots it straight at the keeper, whatever. I'm not even going to really worry about that. As far as keeping possession, building the play up, building the attack up from deep within the midfield, keeping the ball, winning the ball back, everything you want a midfielder to do, Frenkie de Jong did that. And for some reason, I continue to see hate with Frenkie de Jong, and I ain't gonna lie. I believe a lot of the hate towards Frenkie de Jong is so forced. Because again, if you just step outside of the Barcelona box and you watch other games and you watch other midfielders, you can't tell me a lot of midfielders. It's more. You can't tell me Frenkie de Jong is not a top 10 midfielder in the world. You just can't convince me that. You may even argue higher. But for me, it's clear that Frenkie de Jong is a top 10 midfielder. And we just, for some reason, like to take that for granted. And the moment he messes up, we crucify him. And I don't understand why. Because without Pedri, yet again, due to injury, Frenkie de Jong carried this midfield. Dani Olmo did not have a good game, according to SofaScore. Fermin Lopez had a shit ton of opportunities, wasted them. Shout out to Marc Bernal. He helped shore things up in that second half defensively, but the best midfielder today was Frenkie de Jong. And and people need to put respect on his name. And I don't understand why we ask for so much from him when other players around him are not performing up to his standards. I don't get it. It's a bit weird, but that's just something I've grown accustomed to with this Barcelona fan base. But Frankie de Jong, bullshit aside, he had a really good game. Very proud of him. Had an assist, could have had two. Kept his composure in a lot of situations where a lot of other midfielders were panicking. And I just want to give Frankie de Jong his flowers because I am appreciative of Frankie de Jong. When he messes up, I'll call it out. But when he has a good game and people go silent, I find that weird. Give him his flowers, man. I thought he had a really good game today. Some players I want to discuss. I'm not gonna call them out like and say they had bad games. I gave my two players their flowers, right? I could throw Eric Garcia in there. Balde did look better going forward. I could give him his flowers. But I want to talk about some players as far as we have to find a solution for this if we really want to do anything for the rest of this season. Every time I watch Koundé, bro, I really was late to the hate train. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna say hate train. I was just late to kind of calling out his performances. I'm just like, my excuse for Koundé was, bro just runs a lot. He plays a lot. I think he had back-to-back seasons where he was asked to play over 50 games for club and country. That's asking for a lot. And then we never really had a consistent backup for him. So when he started to dip in his performances, I was mainly like, bro was just exhausted and we have no backup for him. But I'm done giving him the excuses because at the end of the day, when you're asked to play, please perform. And when I watch him run, bro, he just looks so heavy. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's age. Maybe that's wear and tear. I don't know, but I don't like it. And he doesn't really offer anything going forward anymore. And defensively, which is supposed to be his rock, he is a former center back. It just looks so out of place. The first goal, while he wasn't in that back line chasing, him and Kubarsi have to close that ball down a lot sooner. Because they did not do that, the midfielder was able to look up and play the ball into behind the line, and Eric Garcia wasn't going to be able to keep up with Rodriguez, and he was able to finish. But I'm just like, this is now back-to-back weeks. Either he gives the ball away and that leads to a counter and we concede a goal, or when we are defending, he and whoever's around him is not present enough to win the ball back early in Hansi Flick's system, high pressing system. He doesn't seem to match that sometimes. And like I said, I was late to seeing it and observing it because I'm just like, bro, I mean, when you ask to play all these games, you don't have a backup. You're not going to look as sharp as you did 2 years ago. The wear and tear of playing 2 years is going to eventually show. But now I'm just like, you know what it is now. You know you're going to play all the time. Whether I can blame the manager, I blame you, I don't know. But we have to get this situation figured out. Because that leads me to my next concern. João Cancelo, why did we sign him? Why did we sign him if we're not going to play him? I don't know what his situation is in the Champions League. Y'all let me know. Is he registered for the Champions League? Yes or no? Because if he is, it baffles me that he didn't get any minutes against Copenhagen. If he's not registered, fine. Okay, I get it. Then that really means he should be getting more minutes in La Liga. And while Balde had a good game today, and he may be more comfortable on the left-hand side, he meaning Cancelo, okay, fine. Balde's having a good game. You don't want to sub him off. I'm okay with that. What's the excuse for keeping Koundé on up until his injury? Because when he got injured, he got subbed out. And then when he got subbed out, it's a perfect opportunity to start to build that connection between Cancelo and Lamine Yamal on that right-hand side, because he can play on both sides. But for some reason, he subs in he puts in Eric Garcia at the right-back position and subs in Ronald Araujo. It just got me to the point where I'm just like, I genuinely don't know what we signed João Cancelo for. I don't. Maybe it could be because Hansi Flick just don't want him. And because he never wanted him and the club signed him anyway, he's like, you can give me that player all you want. Doesn't mean I'm going to play him. And I don't know. I hope it don't turn into any mess, because we've seen over João Cancelo's career, as talented as he is, he starts to lose himself a bit when he's not playing. At least enough to where he's at least satisfied. And I don't want his negativity, potential negativity. Now, obviously, I haven't seen anything. He hasn't been playing. I haven't seen anything. But I don't want that to be a potential issue down the road, because he hasn't played any minutes whatsoever as of late. As much as I would like him to play more, he hasn't really been playing enough. And I just don't get what was the purpose of even signing João Cancelo. If I'm tripping, y'all can disagree with that. We can go back and forth in the comments. That's cool. But I just don't get what was the purpose of signing João Cancelo. Another player, Rooney. Look, I mentioned I went out with a video talking about Rooney's situation. How I was disappointed he didn't play against his former club, Copenhagen. I would like to see him get some minutes somewhere along the line in this game. Again, no minutes. And look, I'm not gonna be doing this every video where every time he don't play, I'm gonna continue to highlight it. At this point, if you watch my content, which I'm appreciative of, if you watch my content, you know how I feel about this Rooney situation. I think he should be playing way more than what he's been playing. Dani Olmo didn't have the best game, though he had an assist. Fermi Lopez wasted opportunity after opportunity, and Rashford had to sub on for Rafinha. So that would have opened up a window to where, okay, for me, you're not playing well. Dani Olmo, you're not playing well. Rafinha's out due to injury. How about let's slot Lamine to the middle and let's give Rooney some minutes? I would have done that, but I don't know. I don't know. This situation with Rooney is weird. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. If this continues, I would not be surprised if Rooney leaves in the summer. You can be like, oh, that's rash. That's too reactional. And that's negative thoughts. Like, he signed a 5-year deal. He knows what it was. I get all that, and I hear all that. But if he continues to not play, I mean, I'm not even saying 5 or 10 minutes here and there. The boy's not even getting up to stretch. Like, he's not getting any minutes at all whatsoever. So I don't know. I hate to see him in this situation. I hope he can just keep his head up, keep training, and eventually your time will come. But I would like to see more minutes from Rooney. And last but not least, with Ferran Torres. Look, man, because I see it all on my timeline. I understand it. Ferran Torres is a frustrating player to watch. He needs a lot of opportunities before he will finally get you a goal or two. And any other decent player you put in that position, he will probably walk out of there with a hat trick. I understand it. A lot of people want him out. They're done with him, and I hear it. I just think the issue with Ferran Torres is just he's not a starting striker. That's all. I think at the end of the day, I think he could be a really good impact player. A really, really good impact player. Like, the numbers he puts up, if he was any other club, they would be singing his praises. But if he was putting up those numbers, but he was coming off the bench and we had an elite, world-class number 9, we wouldn't even be on Ferran Torres. But the fact that Lewandowski's kind of aging out and we don't have anybody else, so we have to go with Ferran Torres at the striker position. So we're seeing him game in, game out, especially in La Liga. The amount of opportunities that's given to him, he is very wasteful. And I don't like watching it. I was very frustrated with Ferran Torres' performance today. But I also know this is a Ferran Torres type of performance. This is what you're going to get from Ferran. He's going to need 5 to 6 clear-cut opportunities to maybe get you a brace. On his day, specifically if we're at Real Betis, then maybe he'll give you a hat trick. But other than that, like, I just don't know I don't know if people are upset at Ferran specifically, or they're upset at the situation that we're in that forces a player like Ferran Torres to be our starting striker domestically. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, look, I know what to expect from Ferdinand. Though I don't love it, it is what it is. I understand he has to finish. He has to come out of here today with a hat trick, and he just didn't. But that's, I mean, like, how many times we watch Ferdinand Torres, he gets 3 chances, he gets 3 goals. That's never been him. So that type of player, he needs to come on, 20 minutes left in the game, 15 minutes left in the game. He's running that tired legs, and he can maybe get you a goal. And that's what we had him in last year, and that's why we were so successful. But Lewandowski, a year older, legs is a little more gone. We don't have that bridge anymore. So now we're asking Ferdinand to be the out-and-out striker, and I think that's why a lot of people give him criticism. I just say this is what I expect from Ferdinand Torres. The club is the one you should be more upset with in our situation, more than Ferdinand himself, because at the end of the day, he still had a relatively decent game. He still got him a goal. He created his goal with that nice little back heel to Frankie de Jong, who Frankie de Jong kept his composure and played it back to Ferdinand, who he takes his goal on well. But it's just what to expect with Ferdinand Torres. You know, that's just my take on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think on that. It was 2 injuries that happened in this game. I kind of already talked about Koundé. I'm hoping Koundé's situation is not that bad, because though I get frustrated with watching him, he is Mr. Reliable. He plays all the time. So if he's going to be out, what are we going to do at the right back position? Does that mean we're going to see more Eric Garcia at right back, which means we're going to have to see Gerard Martin feature more at center back? Does that mean we're going to possibly see Ronald Araujo featured at center back while we have Eric Garcia out there? Could it be Eric Garcia staying at center back and Ronald Araujo going at right back? You know, we've seen him play that position before, but I just hope that whoever Hansi Flick goes with, it doesn't disrupt what we have going. And maybe, just maybe, this can be Cancelo's opportunity that I've been asking for. Along with Rudy needing to be playing more, I think João Cancelo needs to play more. So with Jules Koundé injury situation, I don't know how severe it is. I haven't seen anything. If y'all already seen something online, let me know. Comment that down below. But with his injury, I'm curious to see how serious it is and how long it could potentially be, because this could open up a window for Cancelo maybe playing out on the right-hand side. And the second injury I want to discuss, Rafinha. Rafinha had an okay game. It wasn't bad. It wasn't awesome by any stretch of the imagination. He got subbed off at halftime for Rashford. And if a player's getting subbed off at half, unless he was having a stinker, which I don't think Rafinha was having, he's getting subbed off due to injury. So I'm hoping his situation, again, same thing with Koundé. I don't know how severe it is just yet. It is relatively early, but I do hope that Rafinha's situation is not as bad as what it could be, because whenever you have to sub a player out due to injury, that means he just couldn't continue to play. So a lot to unpack in that game, but at the end of the day, man, 3 points is 3 points. We have to focus now, because our next game is against the same club. I can't think of their name at the time right now, but we're playing against the same team, I believe, Albacete. The same team that knocked out Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey last round. We have to play against them, and if we come out and play like how we were playing in the last couple weeks in the first half, we're gonna be in trouble. If we come out and play like how we played this first half, but we just couldn't finish, I will at least be confident, because I will believe eventually, after so many chances created, eventually Barcelona will get the goals that we would need to advance us to the next round. It's going to be an action-packed game. You can expect me to do a match reaction to that as well. But Barcelona's at the top, man. Still at first, 4 points clear. And now we get to sit back and watch Real Madrid against Rayo. And while I do expect them to win, I'm going to be supporting Rayo and seeing and hoping that they can do something for us to give us this extra cushion in La Liga. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about today's game, today's lineups, the player performances, and all in all, what you expect going into our next match against Albacete in the Copa del Rey. Let me know y'all player performances, again, what y'all thought about them. And all in all, man, like I said, I'm just happy with the 3 points. points, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching. If y'all made it this far to the video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if y'all haven't already, and yeah, man, I'm out. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Until then, Two Tone is out, man. Peace.